Good evening or good afternoon, everyone. Imagine if someone broke their leg and instead of receiving medical treatment, they were simply told, try harder, walk it off. Most of us would probably think that sounds unreasonable. A broken bone is a medical condition, it requires medical care, time, and support to heal. Now, think about addiction. For many years, people struggled with substance abuse disorder, were treated very differently. Instead of receiving treatment, many were judged, blamed, or punished. People often believe addiction was simply a lack of willpower. Instead of understanding it as a medical condition, today we know much more. Research has shown that addiction changes the brain, affects decision making, and makes recovery much more complicated than simply choosing to stop. That is why today I want to persuade you that addiction treatment and recovery services should be viewed as an investment rather than a punishment or a waste of resources. Today I will discuss 3 reasons why. First, treatment saves lives. Second, it strengthens families and communities. And finally, it reduces long-term social and economic costs. Treatment saves lives. This is the most important reason to invest in addiction treatment. Every year, millions of Americans struggle with substance use disorders. Many of them also experience depression, anxiety, or other mental health conditions. According to the National Institute of Drug Abuse, addiction changes how the brain works. It affects judgment, self-control, and the ability to make healthy decisions. Because these changes, many people cannot recover through willpower alone. Professional treatment provides support, education, and medical care. People can recover. Treatment can include counseling, group therapy, medication assisted treatment, peer support, and relapse prevention. These services help people understand addiction, develop healthy coping skills, manage cravings, and build healthier lifestyles. Most importantly, these treatment offers hope. Recovery allows people to reconnect with loved ones, return to school, find employment, and achieve goals they once believed were impossible. Every person who enters recovery has another chance to rebuild their lives. Saving lives is incredibly important, but recovery affects much more than just one person. Treatment strengthens families and communities. Addiction rarely affects only one individual. It impacts parents, children, siblings, friends, and coworkers. Families often experience broken trust, stress, financial struggles, and emotional pain. Children may grow up in unstable environments. Parents may worry every single day about receiving a phone call that their loved ones has overdosed. Recovery changed that when someone enters treatment, healing begins. For the entire family, relationships can slowly be repaired. Trust can be rebuilt. Communication improves. Parents become more involved in their student lives. Families begin making healthy memories again. Communities benefit as well. People in recovery often return to work. They continue their education, they volunteer, they become mentors. Instead of being defined by their past, they become productive members of society. Many recovery programs also help individuals find housing, employment, education, and health care. These resources reduce chances of relapse and help people build stable, meaningful lives. Recovery does not just change one life. It creates stronger families, stronger neighborhoods, and stronger communities. Besides, helping people and family, investing in treatment also makes financial sense. Some people believe addiction treatment is too expensive. However, research consistently shows that untreated addiction costs more money. Without treatment, community experience higher healthcare costs. Emergency room visits increase. Hospitalization increase. Homelessness increase. Crime increase. Workplace productivity decrease. These problems affect everyone, not just individuals struggling with addiction. Treatment helps prevent many of these issues before they become longer crises. Instead of paying for repeated emergencies, communities invest in recovery, which leads to healthier individuals, safer neighborhoods, and lower long-term costs. Treatment is not simply an expense, it's an investment that benefits everyone. Some people argue that addiction is simply a personal choice, and people should solve the problem on their own. Personal responsibility is important. However, modern science tells us that addiction is much more complex, like diabetes or heart disease. Addiction is considered a chronic medical condition. People still have responsibilities for their recovery. Treatment does not remove accountability. Instead, it gives people the tools, support, and education needed to succeed, rebuild their lives. Recovery becomes possible when people have both responsibilities and support. In conclusion, addiction treatment should be valued or viewed as an investment, not a punishment. Treatment saves lives and strengthens families and improves communities, and it reduces long-term social and economic costs. Every person deserves the opportunity to recover, heal, and reach their full potential. We support addiction treatment. We are not only helping individuals, we are creating healthier families, safer communities, and stronger social societies. For everyone, thank you for your time and attention.